Your VA is not your best succession plan, my friends. Your VA is not the best person to be your second in command. And as much as you desperately want to shortcut trust, take someone that you already have established trust over, someone that you can rely on, that does not make them qualified to be a manager or really your second in command, which is even bigger than just a manager, right? It's just like every hire. When you hired your VA, hopefully you were using a strong process and you were talking about the things that you needed in your business, right? You needed organization, you needed someone to help you get structure for your maybe your scheduling, maybe your emails and your documentation, right? Virtual assistants, which are assistants that are remote and can work virtually anywhere, oftentimes bring great organization, great detail, and specifically great attention to you. That's literally why they're hired. And so we can see that glowing and how they prioritize us and what we need and what we want, and think, boy, if I could just put them into that second in command role, they would never betray me. They would definitely, I'm sure they could figure it out. I'm sure they've done such a great job with creating documentation, maybe for your company. But let's be clear, if you're thinking about a manager role or a second in command role, this requires different skill sets. And I know and I understand that you believe, boss, that you can teach anyone anything. But let's be clear. Does your business and your customers and your prospective customers have time for you to really take the time to teach someone more skill sets, right? You're slowing your business growth just because you're nervous about getting past that trusting bump of bringing a second in command in. And I get it. It is a different hire, right? Somebody that you're going to let support your team, that you're going to let solve problems for any client that comes up, somebody that's going to be there and reliable so that you can go do your next big thing, whether that's growing a new division or location of your business, starting another business, writing books, whatever that draw is that you know you need to hand off the day to day of your business. Your I'll even say most online business managers and your VAs are not trained to run companies. They don't have the experience. And could you teach them? Yes. But I promise you, it will take much longer than if you go out and find the right person for your job, right? A VA traditionally does not come with years of experience mentoring team members, helping deciding when to hire and when to fire, running those processes in and of themselves, much less looking forward and helping to be collaborative towards where you're growing your business. Understand that somebody that's like, golly gum, boss, that's a great idea. And I love that. And we can build it this way, right? There are some great assistants that have that strategy of taking a concept and pulling them into a process, which can be good for a number two or a manager if you plan to stay heavily involved in the company. But if the goal is to get you out of the company so you can be focusing other things and you just want to manage this one key person so they can run the rest, we're not looking for a VA, my friends. We're not looking for the best OBM you've ever had. We're looking for somebody who understands and aligns with you, your mission, your vision, and has the experience to care for this beautiful team of people you've created and plan to grow while you're there or not, as well as take care of the business and the clients. This can't just be somebody that you already trust necessarily. I need you to go back, think of what the best ever ideal second in command is bringing to you, write that out, and think about what the right person is going to bring. Now, if your OBM or your online business manager, OBM, online business manager, or VA, virtual assistant, truly does have the qualities for that, fantastic. Interview them, vet them, check their references in this other role. Because when you first hired them, you were hiring an assistant, and that's somebody who is given tasks. But if you're hiring a manager or you're hiring a second in command, you need somebody that runs that ship and can still follow your process and can align with your vision, and you can trust. I know it's a lot of moving pieces, but this critical hire will ruin your business if it's not done well. And I'm not trying to scare you, but I need you to understand it can't be a quick thing where you're like, well, I trust this person and I can teach them. They still might not do the job well because now they have different skills they need and they have a different responsibility because the position is changing. That doesn't, because you trust them and they're going to try their hardest, that does not mean they'll be successful. So be mindful when you're ready for managers and that leadership level, and you're ready to bring in a second person, or ideally the second person, your number two, that you can rely on wherever you are in the world or whatever you're doing, knowing they're taking care of your business and it's going the way you want. Just because you trust somebody is not a requirement. You have to be able to trust them. You want to believe they're trustworthy, but can they do the job? Trusting them is not enough to promote somebody into a leadership role. If you have more questions, let me know. Boss on.